Is it Christmas time and you're running your church production, but suddenly you have crazy feedback? Ugh. Or in another case, you might not be able to hear it all. It's those stage wedges. Those stage wedges. If only there was an in-ear solution for this.
Today I'm going to be reviewing the Phenyx Pro Personal Wireless In-Ear Monitoring System. This is the PTM-33 version. So this is a 4-channel wireless monitoring in-ear system for live sound, or yeah, that's what it's for. Today I'm in a church and we are going to be trying it in person. Big thanks to Phenyx Pro for sending this model over to me. However, this is not a sponsored video. This is an honest review. I'm not obligated to like this. We've got transmitter unit. It's got 2 screens, but on the back we've got 4 channels. Apparently we have 4 stereo inputs and 4 stereo outputs as well. Here are the antennas. So Phenyx also sells an antenna combiner kit, which I've heard may be necessary in some situations. So the frequency range I have is a 540 to 580. We've got the actual in-ear monitor system. It's pretty light. It's a lightweight plastic. It's not metal, so it does not seem that durable. On the top, this is the on switch. It also controls the volume, the headphone jack, and the antenna, which it kind of keeps its shape, so it's not too floppy, so that's convenient. And of course, this comes with 4 of them. Rack mounting hardware. We've got some headphones here. We'll see how good these are. They do not look like they are regular in-ear monitors, so they're not form-fitting in-ears. They look like regular old earbuds. So now I'm going to assemble the system here. I'm not rack mounting it today because my rack is not set up for that. However, I will put it near the rack so that we can test frequency interference. So while I put the batteries in, let's clarify what an in-ear monitor system is even for. So you may have heard in live sound about this thing called stage wedges. Now, you've probably seen them. They're just speakers that sit on the stage. They point towards the performers to bring them their own sound. So if someone's playing the guitar, in order to hear the guitar, you're going to have a stage wedge so that they can hear the guitar. Because in order to sync up with your fellow bandmates and yourself, you need to be able to hear yourself with 0 latency. Stage wedges are pretty good in that they provide good quality, good loudness, but the problem is in venues like this, it's kind of echoey. And even in non-echoey venues, stage wedges do muddy up your live sound mix, especially front of house, but also could be recording mix, by adding additional noise that's then picked up by the microphones and then resent back out. And you may be saying, isn't that what feedback is made out of? Yes, that's exactly what feedback is made out of. Feedback is usually that at an extreme scale. So you'll hear the loud roar or the squeal of the stage wedges feeding back into the microphones. I'm going to try out one pair of their headphones here, but I've also brought some regular in-ear monitors, actual in-ears, to try with these. So my rack for the stage is way back here. I literally have no room in the rack left, so we're not going to mount this today. I need to extend this rack, but it also needs moving later, so that's another video. Right here I have my DL32, which is a Midas 32 port stage box, which runs into my X32 mixer. I also have 10 wireless microphones. Not all of them are used all at the same time, but they do exist, and the frequencies we do need to be mindful of. And of course, before buying, you need to make sure that you even buy frequencies you can use in your area. A lot of areas have television stations that use the same frequencies as wireless microphones. So if you're not sure, contact customer support first and make sure. Also, I recommend the Shure website because they'll tell you pretty much what frequency band you can use, and if you compare these frequency bands to the Shure frequency bands, you can pretty much figure it out. But I'm sure there's other ways as well. I just don't know any. I've already plugged it in, so we're going to turn it on. This was incredibly fast, actually. I expected a longer boot up sequence. We've got our one in-ear here with the headphones that are provided. I'm going to try to sync it. We can turn this on. So this says it's on channel 8.1. So actually it's already synced to here, which is really good. So I don't actually have to do anything. Right out of the box, it worked. But if you do need to sync it, let's see, this is 3, sync 3. And then you hold it up to the IR sensor. There you go. But I haven't plugged anything into it yet, so we need to do that. Unfortunately, this stage box does not support 1/4 inch natively. I just realized that after I set this up. That's okay, we have an adapter. There we go, now I have the right adapter. 1/4 inch. And we're going to go into channel 3. So inputs, just the left one. Okay, so I've just plugged it into channel 3. I don't see any option to change between mono and stereo, so I'm assuming it just knows. But we are also in mono mode here and line level. So as we can see on the device, we have audio levels coming through. So from here, I'm just going to go ahead and test the receiver's volume using the default headphones. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish, oh wow, oh wow, okay. Testing 1 and a 2. So I'm way back here, and it's not great. It keeps cutting out a little bit, but we're getting on the stage where we're gonna really see it shine. Okay, so I have set up one receiver, one microphone, which is a Shure wireless. I have the headphone in here. On the stage, it's not really that bad. When I get a little further over there, it starts crackling a little bit, and the quality drops a bit. However, the sound quality, even on the stage, it depends. Like if I move a little bit, it starts cutting out a little bit. And it's possible that the antenna is being pinched in my pocket. So outside of my pocket, we have it. I mean, walking around, like it's not bad. I can hear myself. I can hear the music pretty good. Pretty sounds good. Okay, so when it's in my pocket, as it was in that pocket, it's a little crackly. I'm gonna put it in this pocket. So now it's in my back pocket. So if I walk around a bit, it's not too bad. I'm listening to an advertisement, actually. Okay, it's actually not bad when it's not in my pocket. Over here, I got a little interference. Not terrible. Nothing that's gonna mess everything up. I'm getting speech jammed. Okay, so I don't get speech jammed while I'm talking. I've got a different pair of headphones here. These are MEE professional in-ear monitors. I mean, they're 20, like 30 bucks on Amazon. They're not that professional. However, they do fit much better and block actual outside sound much better than these do. These seem more like dollar store headphones than in-ear monitors. I mean, they don't really go around your ear. They don't really fit in that well. You can change the ear cups. They do have different sizes. However, they're nothing special, and they're not definitely noise blocking. So that's kind of an issue, because if they're not noise blocking, you have to turn up the volume extra, and then that's really distracting. And it also hurts the instruments people and the singers and whoever else, because you don't need loud noises in their ears. These are not custom fit in-ears. Okay, pretty good. I can't hardly hear anything outside. My own voice is very muffled. But I can hear the music, and it's significantly better quality. Ooh. Actually, it sounds so much better. Let's talk through oh, there you go. Now I can hear myself. This is not bad. This is actually pretty good. I'm gonna walk around the stage. This isn't terrible. I'm listening to an advertisement. There's a bit of a noise floor, but it's not the worst, and it could be that my gains, it did cut out a bit here. It did this earlier in the same spot. Let's take a listen so that you can hear what I'm hearing with this royalty-free music, all of it in its glory. Okay, so instead of the headphones, I'm gonna plug this receiver via a 3.5 millimeter jack into this Zoom recorder. So this is clearly hearing it. Now it's way too loud on my end. Hit record. And so I know what I'm talking about, I'm going to plug my headphones into the recorder. Test 1, 2. Interesting. So everything's changed all of a sudden. turned off the music. Significantly better. So this is how it sounds through this mic. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. This is what it more or less sounded like. Maybe a little less clipping when it was just the headphones. So take a listen. I hope you can hear that. That's the noise floor. Not great. It's a little crackly, poppy. Now, to be fair, it's wireless technology. Some of that's going to happen. Now, whenever I'm fully covering up the antenna behind me. It's still fine. Like, I'm still receiving the sound. So, anything you're hearing is through this pack. Seems like it's the mic, not the receiver, that's having frequency issues. The more you know. Let's play the music back again. Dun, 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 da, 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 dum, dum, bum, 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 bum. Test one. Oh. Quite loud, actually, on the outside. Can you hear that from this mic? Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so I have plugged. Okay, so the music is playing in-house. I am also speaking over house. I have no latency issues, in my opinion. Let's pick out one ear and find out. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. The actual latency issues, which is really good because zero latency is important if you're going to be doing this. But if you have noticed, I hope you can pick it up over the recorder. As I walk around, it does clip out occasionally, just occasionally, and the antennas are right there. They're right there. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, yeah, I'm timed up perfectly. I don't like that it keeps cutting out. I'm going to stand still for a second and see if it does it anymore. Because if it's me moving, that's one issue, right? Because moving around is, I'm moving, obviously. However, if I'm standing still, that's another issue.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy
That's incredibly loud.
New Year.
So what have I learned here today with the Phenyx Pro in-ear monitoring system? It's not terrible. It's got good latency. It's got okay quality, as long as you don't use the included headphones. Please, go buy your own. And it's not cutting out very much. Will I be replacing my wedges with Phenyx Pro's system? I don't know yet. I will be replacing my wedges, however. So stay tuned for that project. However, I'm still going to test other in-ear monitoring systems first. So what's the benefit of the Phenyx Pro system over something like the Shure system or a Sennheiser system? Well, the biggest and most important distinction here is cost. The Phenyx Pro system costs this much. I forgot how much it was exactly. However, it comes with 4 in-ear monitoring receivers. A single transmitter unit in the Shure system, for example, cost this much. And that's only for 1 transmitter. Now, there's a way to make that act like 2 transmitters and 2 receivers. The difference is the cost, of course. But should you buy these? It depends on if you prioritize cost over functionality. Not to say that these are not functional, just to say that probably these are less functional than higher end models. Only because the higher end models have better antennas, different frequencies, maybe mesh better with the other Shure microphones and other systems that we have in place here.
I decided to test this in direct comparison to the Shure stereo personal monitoring system. The conclusion that I came up with was that the Shure microphones, which had the frequency 512 to 542, are actually interfering with the Phenyx Pro transmitters, which are RF 530 to 580. That's a very close range, and there is some overlap there. Whereas the Shure in-ears had a 566 to 590 megahertz range, which was different entirely than the microphones.
Test 1 2. Test
1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
So after testing the Shure system, it sounded very similar to the Phenyx Pro system, actually. However, I decided to test it on Sunday because whenever we're having church, we have all those mics on, we have cell phones in the building, we have a lot of wireless frequencies going on. Unfortunately, I learned the hard way that our Phenyx Pro system was not compatible with our Shure microphone system. And this is just what I explained earlier. It was the frequency issues. The overlapping frequencies was not causing the in-ears to cut out. It was causing the microphones to cut out, both in the in-ears, monitors, and the house. So if you're going to get the Phenyx Pros, be sure that 1, you have your frequencies mapped out and checked so that you don't get overlapping frequencies with your microphones. 2, they do offer a 900 megahertz frequency setup, so you can use that instead. And 3, consider the antenna combiner. I've heard that that does help a lot with dropouts. I don't know how much that would help with interference, though. Again, special thanks to Phenyx Pro for sending this product over. This was not a sponsored review, it was an honest review. If you liked the content, please stay subscribed. I'm going to be making more production content, as well as hopefully some reviews in the future as well. So, stay tuned.